time now for our children's message. So good morning to our kids who are here in the congregation and those who are watching online. Glad you're here. So our theme today is compassion. And we heard a story about how Jesus had compassion for a woman who had been bent over for 18 years. Now, kids, if you're kids, technically you're under 18. But for those of us who are over 18, 18 years is a long, long time, isn't it? Yeah, really long time. So this woman had been suffering for a great deal of time when Jesus saw her that day and had compassion for her and then went over to her and healed her. Now, one of the things I take from this story is that even though we may not be able to fix everybody else's problems or heal people in exactly the same way that Jesus did, we can have compassion like Jesus did. In fact, we can practice compassion like Jesus did and help people out in the ways that we can help people out, because we have a lot of things that we can do to help people, don't we? And I started thinking about how compassion is like a muscle. When you work a muscle, it gets stronger over time, right? And it takes some work, it takes some effort. Sometimes you ache a little bit the next day. Who's been there? Oh yeah. But over time, that muscle gets stronger and it gets built into our daily routine and our daily practice. And so compassion can be like that. And so I noticed in the scripture today that one of the things that led Jesus to compassion was simply the act of seeing. The text says that when Jesus saw her, Jesus called her over. So I think that that means we have to kind of put on our Jesus eyes sometimes, our Jesus glasses maybe, and look at the world with compassion and look for the needs in our midst. Because if Jesus hadn't even noticed her, he might not have engaged with her and helped her. And it made me wonder if some of the people who had seen her a lot weren't looking at her in the same way that Jesus was looking at her. That maybe they didn't know how to help her, so they just sort of avoided her, or maybe they felt really bad and they really did have compassion, but they just didn't know what to say, so they didn't go talk to her. You know, sometimes that keeps us at a distance from people. And so one of the ways that we can practice compassion is to see people as Jesus sees them, and to maybe be a little courageous and just go talk to them. Be kind. Engage them on a human-to-human level. That's part of being a neighbor to our friends, both near and far, isn't it? Yeah. So this week, I want you to practice compassion and think about it as a muscle that you can build up and build strength in, because you have a lot of compassion to offer the world, and it starts simply with seeing. So that's one of the things that we can do all the time, in fact, but let's think about it this week. And so when you go out of here today, look for the needs around you. People, the earth, the beauty around us, all of it deserves our care and